We all have different viewpoints on certain subjects in our lives. Some of these opinions are shared by a majority of people that think the same as you, and others, well, they might be a bit controversial to say the least. But even if your opinion on something could turn many heads, there's still a small niche of people that agree with you. Because like I've said before, you could have the absolute stupidest, dim-witted, ignorant view on a topic and people will still side with you and what you say. Believe me, I've seen some borderline in need of medical assistant takes that should make no sense to a normal person. Like, did y'all see that the highly esteemed, award-winning critics rank Cuties, yes, the weird nasty Netflix film from 2020, higher than the absolute pinnacle of cinematic performance known as the FNAF movie? But even though some dumb stupid faces don't have any idea what they're talking about ever, we can all come together and have a general consensus that most women are bad as hell. And by bad, I mean Travis Scott's Rodeo bad. So that's pretty good. Being a mostly straight dark like the night male, I love women. Well, some women. And I believe that most men can appreciate the opposite sex for what they do as well. Because in all honesty, men need women, just like women need men. Did I mention that I'm 6'4"? It's just how the political and economic state of the world works. So saying that neither sex needs each other is frankly just ignorant and foolish. I forgot to mention I go to the gym and make 6 figures a day. So I think that the senoras that plague our world are great. But there is one thing that elevates these ladies to the highest possible pedestal that they can be at. And that is when they're translated into animation. Oh my god, bro, why do they make the moms so bad? Like, if I was an animator, I'd always be on strike because this shit deserves to be hung up in front of the Mona Lisa. Every animated show and movie that I have watched has had at least one character that should not be this sexually enticing. The animators knew what they was doing when making character models, and they don't try and hide it. I bet you can find any animated movie from whatever studio and find a character, preferably female, that looks stunning. It could be a mom, an aunt, or even a grandma. And just to clear up, I'm talking about people above the age of 18, even though most of my crushes from this form of media were when I was a kid and teenager. But having said that, I still want to talk about all, and I mean all, of the baddies in Total Drama Island. Just have a look, take a gander, maybe even a peep at the roster we have here. A diverse cast of beautiful, downright astonishing women that all present themselves differently. I was fiending over all of them when they came on screen. I speak for every single hormone-induced teenager that watched this show when I say that Gwen made us a devoted fan of the goth girls growing up. Bro, that sounds like a fucking club. What the heck? With her personality, she was even one of the best characters on the show. Heather, on the other hand, was infuriating, rude, boorish, and sometimes abusive. But she was so fine though. Like, y'all young motherfuckers weren't there to feast your eyes on her badness. Every episode she was doing something even more deplorable to other characters, but she still kept me plastered to every single pixel on my 1950s TV. They got me sniffing the screen and shit. All of their designs were unique and special. This made them so intriguing to look at. Like, damn, they didn't have to make them this thick. The proportions on some of them were like, oh my, bro, Lindsay, calm down. But I commend Tom McGill's Jennifer Purchase, oh my god, bro, I had that shit written down as well. But I commend Tom McGill's Jennifer Purchase and the animation team for their precious, well thought out designs. Apart from the nut-throbbing women on the show, Total Drama Island is a very well made cartoon reality TV show that I think is wonderful and would recommend. Some might even go as far to say that it is an incredible show. Mrs. Incredible, aka Helen Parr, is one of the baddest, if not the baddest moms I have seen in film. And yes, that transition was immaculate, bro. Lil Tecca would be proud. Bob is a lucky man. He somehow bagged the finest superhero in all of Metroville. Well, Mr. Incredible in his heyday had nuclear levels of pull. I would give anything to be alone in a room with Helen. To be honest, I wouldn't even get to the talking stage with her, but at least I'm there. Her personality is so fat, and by fat I mean PH fat. The animators are wild for drawing Mrs. Incredible that plump 2 times in a row. Well, I guess they have to keep the consistency, so it's fine. But I'm not complaining. The writers also gave her the power of elasticity. So, if you know, you know. But I don't want to get into it. This is a kid's channel. The scene in the beginning of the movie where young Bob and Helen were about to get butt booty ball naked and participate in a fair game of hide the plantain made me realize that I did not want to play with Thomas the Tank Engine no more. Like, y'all right now got Ice Spice. Back then we had Mrs. Incredible. Oh shit, y'all got Mega Thee Stallion? Alright, well, we got Helen Thee Stallion, bitch. Damn, that joke was so ass. All of her scenes in both Incredibles movies had me bricked up, just like Wildstyle from the Lego movie. What? You cannot come and yap to me about the Lego movie without saying that y'all didn't have a fat, crush on Wildstyle. And to think that Batman was clapping them master builder cheeks is crazy. Emmett did bag her in the end by being extremely special, and if you got that pun, then shout out to you, gang. She was a bit of a hard ass to my boy Emmett in the beginning, but then we learned her tragic backstory and real name. It's Lucy, by the way. I know, spoilers, but that movie came out in 2014, so if you haven't watched it, then you've been living under Gary's shell. The way in which she was sculpted is just sensational, and goes to show all the craftsmanship that went into making the curves, the details, and fine lines in Wildstyle's model. I would disassemble her and rearrange her, or I mean Lego parts. Alright, some of y'all might think that I'm down bad, or just like, damn, Javi, you need to calm down, it's literally a Lego minifigure. But okay, for this next one, you will have 0 objections. And if there is one, then I regret to inform you, pal, but you're gay. You indubitably like men. That's only if you don't say that Mark Grayson's mom, Debbie, from is the baddest, most attractive, enchanting person in any fictional comic and show. You would have to hold me down, tie me up, strap me to a tree for me not to go ballistic, no squid, when I see a fraction of Debbie Grayson. I find it baffling, irreversibly brain melting, how Omni-Man in the first season of Invincible left this marvelous woman for the absolute buffoons over there on Viltrum. Like, if I was Nolan, I'd be like, fuck conquering all the planets, bro. I'm staying glued to this one. If I'm in a fight with Battle Beast and I see Deborah watching, I still know I'm gonna get my shit rocked. But best believe that I ain't going down without putting my dukes up and start exchanging blows. And since Mark technically doesn't have a dad now, then Debbie, if you're looking for a stud, a 6'4" demon, D1 committed to Harvard U Community College with a degree in Yaponomics and making $1 billion a day, then I'm not the guy for you. But at least I'm of age, so yeah, I'm available. Let me slide you my resume. I volunteer to be there and not be a deadbeat dad. All of the people mentioned I would let do heinous and deprived things to me. Obviously, there are so many other animation baddies to cover. Other creators have already covered them too, but if this video does well enough, and if you guys, girls, and no binarios would want a part 2, then I will maybe in the foreseeable future make another one of these videos. I don't really like or usually make second parts to videos, but you never know. So in conclusion, before my mom walks in, Judy Hopps from Zootopia is kinda bad. Subscribe. Hope you like the new mic.